I'm about to talk about digital ID, but this is deep. This is serious. So watch until the end and comment below. So digital ID, it's starting off as it's not mandatory, but we all know that's bullshit because we've seen it and we've lived it during the COVID era. It started off as it's not mandatory, you can have your jab and you can still go to work. Then it went from it is now mandatory and you must apply with the law, or some places in your workplace may or may not accept you. Then it went from you must have your jab to road closures around Australia, even going overseas. You had to have the jab. So how was that voluntary? That wasn't voluntary. Then it went down to the third step was lockdown. We all got house arrest. That went on for so many years and we all got paid for it. Some of us, that was good money, and others were like, I'm losing millions of dollars. Then the fourth step was you had to wear a mask. So you had to wear a mask to enter a shopping centre, you had to be 2 meters apart, and there were penalties and fines for all of this nonsense. Only to have 3 years later that the courts around the world are now saying that there are valid cases of blood clotting, people dying, respiratory problems. Pfizer and AstraZeneca, those are the two major ones. Here in Australia, the UK and the US have now stated that those vaccines was all BS. Google it. If you can get on here, you can go onto Google and search it yourself, or YouTube. Now we're going back to the digital ID. Well, it's starting off the same way, but it's a lot deeper than what you think. So what happens when your ID is stolen? All they have to do is log on to MyGov, break those codes like they did with Medicare and Optus. You break that, take your ID, and every single thing that you've worked really hard for, including your house and your mortgage that you're paying off, your identity gets stolen. Someone from across the world sells your house from under you because they have access to everything. Then what happens? What are the repercussions? And these are the questions that people aren't asking. What happens? Where and when does the government step in? Are they going to stop the sale of your house? Or if your house has been sold, what are they going to do to retrieve that property back for you? Have you guys thought about this? Because if you haven't, hopefully I've just planted a little seed in your head. Second of all, guys, go to my poll. There's a WA poll and a national poll. Click yes or maybe. Check out the questions. Thanks.